Hi there everybody, this is Woody from makingyourwebsitework.com. Part of our XHTML and CSS online training module covers, of course, how to work with cascading style sheets. This video tutorial, number 1 of 2, will get you started. So here we start with our sample website design page. You can see it's been segmented using div tags, and we go right to our cascading style sheet and look at our page content. We're going to be moving some of the information in the center content, left, center, and right. First thing we start with is the padding element. Padding will add space between the top, the left, the right, and the bottom, as you see here, of the individual containers. The first 0 stands for top, the second for the right, the third for the bottom, and the fourth for the left. Best way to think about that is around a clock, with the first 0 being midnight, right being 3 o'clock, bottom at 6, and left at 9 o'clock. You do have to use a pixel statement here. The number 20 will not work on its own. You need to have 20 px for pixels. And you'll see what happens when we refresh. On the top, we have a 20 pixel gap. The next thing we're going to do is see what happens when we put it on to the right-hand side, 20 pixels. When we go back to the web page and refresh, you'll see that the columns seem to shift down to the bottom of the screen. That's because we've added 20 pixels left and right for padding, but we haven't removed it from the entire width of the particular element. So if we take that 20 away and make it 180, and then refresh once again, you see how it all resets itself and looks nice and on each one of those columns. So now we go back to the CSS file. We'll add 20 pixels to the left-hand side, and you'll notice 20 pixels. In addition to 20 pixels, we need to remove from the total width for 160. It's a 200 pixel wide column, so it's 160 in the CSS, and lo and behold, everything looks just great. Another important attribute for these columns inside the CSS is your text align. You have text aligned left, text aligned center, and text aligned to the right. So if we change the padding at the top, remember it's the left-hand 0, we're going to try it at 100 pixels here on all 3 columns to really demonstrate how it looks in the final website. And also to demonstrate right here how you can just copy and paste in the CSS, save yourself some time. Come back to the website, refresh, and you see 100 pixels of space between the top of that particular container down to the text area. And you'll see how the entire web page grew to accommodate that 100 pixels. Now we add another 100 pixels to the bottom, and that's also padding, keeping in mind that 100 to the top and 100 to the bottom makes 700 total. That's why the web page keeps growing from top to bottom. All right, now we're going to illustrate how the float works. You'll see I'm just highlighting some text here, and you can clearly that's the left-hand side of the page, or left-hand column, and this is the center column, and to the right, of course, is the right-hand column. That's because we have float set from the left. You'll see float colon left on all 3 elements. So now when we change it, float right, the entire page actually grows from right to left versus left to right. You'll see this in just a minute. Basically, it reverses the order of the columns. We'll refresh, and now suddenly you'll see this is the right-hand column where the left-hand column should be. Of course, the center column is exactly where it's supposed to be, and the right-hand column has been replaced by left-hand. If we change just the float for the center to the right and leave the others in left, you can see what happens when we refresh. The center column floats to the right, with the other 2 in the correct order, left and right. This is also how you can change your background color. In this particular case, we had it set at basically components of gray. The FF000 stands for RGB, FF being full on, so this is going to be red. And then we have 00FF00, so that's going to be full green. And then the background for the right-hand side is 0000FF, RGB once again, full blue. And we'll refresh that, and you can see how colorful the screen has become. So this is video 1 of 2. You may have some questions, however. If you do, we can help right here and right now.